Hello, this is Shadow of the Moon, and today I'm going to be continuing finally my Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series deck profile. So, I did take a little bit of a break. I haven't done one of these since the beginning of the year, and that's because I was wanting to focus on other projects and other deck profiles and kind of get this channel growing a little bit more, which is why I just held off on it for a little bit, or at least till, from the beginning of the year. But now I am back, and I thought, what better way to continue this series than with it being around the holiday season. It is now November, so between November and December, I actually have a plan and an idea that I want to do at least once a week. Please don't quote me on that. I'm going to try my hardest to do at least one deck profile a week for you to show you the progression series. Unlike all the other ones that you've seen on YouTube by now, there's 1,000 of them by now, and like so many different channels are doing them. I'm actually going to be showing you cards that are from the set, notable cards. It's not going to be all of them, only because there may be certain cards that I can't afford or that are very, very hard to find. But for the most part, I am going to be showing you stuff that would come out from the set live, like on the cam, and I'm going to be showing you my deck as it progresses and as it evolves through the Dual Monster years and right before GX, all the way up to GOAT format, the last of the GOAT format that was in March or April of 2005. So this is going to be the deck profile for Magician's Force. Magician's Force came out in 2003, October of 2003 to be exact, and probably was the most revolutionary set so far because it came with so many good staples that I'm going to show you in the deck. But some of the most notable cards that it came with were the XYZ Dragon Cannon, which was a beast. By discarding a card, you could destroy a monster on the field, which was absolutely bonkers. It was amazing because to be able to have that kind of firepower in a deck was just crazy. It was also, could only be special summoned by using the monsters above, which was X Head Cannon, Y Dragon Head, and Z Metal Tank, so you didn't have to use polymerization. And the idea of being able to destroy one card on the field was just ridiculous. Also, you had the Paladin of White Dragon and the White Dragon Ritual. This actually gave support for Blue Eyes because by using this when this was special summoned, you could also attribute this to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck, which was very, very helpful. And it was another way to be able to get Blue Eyes. Also, some of the best tech cards in this deck probably was what was called the spell counter. So you Dark Magician fans, you definitely got a upgrade. They came with Skilled Dark Magician. I don't have that, but it was a 1900 beat stick that if you remove 3 spell counters, you could special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And it was just absolutely amazing just to be able to have that kind of power, being able to special summon a Dark Magician from your hand or deck just by tributing it, because Dark Magician is a level 7. Also, it introduced the spell counter ability. These are just 2 examples where Magical Marionette is actually my personal favorite because it allowed you to pump in spell counters from it, and then you would destroy a card on the monster on the field and destroy it by removing 2 spell counters, which was really, really good. And then Magical Plant Mandragola, you could put a spell counter by flipping it on each face-up card that you can place a spell counter on, and that made it very, very important. Also, notable cards that were like this were Royal Magical Library, which removing 3, you could spell counters to draw a card, and also was Apprentice Magician, that it got destroyed by battle or whatever, or sent to the graveyard. You could set another Apprentice Magician from your deck. Also, another card was Old Vindictive Magician, which gave Maneater Bug a run for its money, and since it was a spellcaster, it worked really, really well with the theme of the deck. Also, for all you weebos and fanboys out there, was the introduction of the Dark Magician Girl. This was only available during the hobby box if you were able to buy that. So what that means is boxes that were usually sold at retail and everything, actual booster boxes, this was the only way that you could get it through that. And this was very, very gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. I always love the original artwork of the Dark Magician Girl. And then lastly that I have is going to be the Luster Dragon. This is not in the deck, but this was a 1900 beat stick, level 4, and was only up to from Skill Dark Magician and Gemini Elf. So we were finally starting to get more 1900 attack beaters and everything to be able to actually swing into your opponent. So, alright, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the deck profile. Now, You'll notice I do not have an extra deck in this. I actually dropped that concept of Scapegoat, and I dropped the concept with like the whole Metamorphosis, because this deck doesn't really need it, and it is actually somewhat difficult to be able to pull that off, even with the level 1s that I do have in here. So let's go ahead and get started. I know it's been about 5 minutes. I tried to speed it up as quick as I could. So first, we're going to have 3 copies of the original Harpie Lady. This is the main purpose of the deck, to be able to turbo her out using Flying Kamakiri or Birdface to summon her, to get it added to your hand, and to special summon your Harpie Lady Sisters. Then you've got 2 copies of Harpie Lady Sisters. Just a 1950 beat stick, but with Rising Air Current becomes a 2450, which is very, very useful and can actually run over Jinzo. Then 2 copies of Birdface. This is going to allow you, when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can search for a Harpie Lady and add it to your hand. And then 2 Garuda the Wind Spirits. This is a great special summon. By remove from play a Wind Monster, you special summon it from your hand, and when it at the end phase of the turn, you can switch the battle position of 1 face-up monster on the field or what your opponent controls, which is very, very useful. Then the best searcher in the deck, we've got 3 copies of Flying Kamakiri #1. This is what's going to allow you to get out your Harpie Ladies if you have Elegant Egotist when it's destroyed by battle. It's a floater, it's a great floater, and when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 15 or lower Wind Monster from your deck. Alright, so now for the tech cards. We've got 1 Witch and 1 Sangan in here. This is very, very useful, because this is also not only going to allow you to get your Harpie Lady, but also is going to allow you to get Yatagarasu, which is in this deck, because Yatagarasu has not been banned. The first ever ban list is not going to happen until March or April of 2004. So we have 1 more set after this before they actually release the ban list for it. So we have Tribe Infecting Virus. This was in the new Magician's Force. Amazing card. By discarding 1 card from your hand, you can select 1 type of monster on the field and destroy all face-up monsters on your opponent's side of the field of the chosen type, which made this an amazing way to get rid of all those pesky monsters, Jinzo, Air Knight, whatever, just by discarding it. Really, really, probably one of the best tech cards in this deck. And then you have Breaker to be able to destroy spell and trap cards on the field. This was probably one of the best cards also to come out in the set because of the ability to destroy spell and traps. And you could also keep replicating the spell counters, because even though it could only have a minimum of 1, you could place a spell counter using Mandrake Dragola or the Power, which is a trap card. The Power spell thing, which would allow you to place spell counters on all face-up monsters that you can put spell counters on. And 2 copies of Magician of Face. This was going to allow you to research your Elegant Egotist and also a lot of your powerful spell cards. Then your Morphing Jar. This was such a great tech card, because by flipping it, this obviously would allow you flip it. When it's flipped, it discards your entire hand and your opponent's, and you have to draw 5 new cards. So you could waste it, have like 1 card in your hand, and it replenishes your hand limit. And then you have Yatagarasu. So everybody knows 3 names you can't draw. So this is why I have Sangan and Witch in here, to be able to search out for this guy, and then you summon it, attack, direct. They can't draw in their next draw phase, and then you can just keep doing it, and it completely locks them in. That's why I have it in the deck, because it is a Wind Monster technically. Alright, and then we have Sinister Serpent, because this was a great card, even when it was errated, just to be able to have this in the graveyard, to add this back to your hand every standby phase. Alright, so that's it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spells and the traps. So first, we're going to have 3 copies of the Elegant Egotist. This is how you get your Harpie Ladies and the Harpie Lady Sisters out on the field, to special summon them from the hand or the deck. 3 copies of Rising Air Current. Harpie's Hunting Ground is not available. That doesn't come out until Rise of Destiny, which is quite a few sets from now. This was the only way to beef up your Wind Monsters, and this kind of makes it a beatdown deck, because your Flying Kamakiris can become 1900s, and your Bird Faces will become 21. Garudas will become will become 21 as well, and it just really helps the deck out, honestly. And your Harpie Lady Sisters will become 2450. This is a main focal point, and I didn't want to get rid of any of these, because this really will help the deck out, and this really would help any Wind. Plus, since your opponent obviously is not going to be running Wind Monsters, because Wind Monsters there weren't really a lot of like tech cards or like cards that were in the meta that were Wind. So yeah, you didn't really have to worry about that. And then to search it out with Terraforming. And then I do have the Trinity. you've got your Pot of Greed, your Graceful Charity, and your Delinquent Duo. And that's going to help you, obviously, to really rip out cards from your opponent's hand and draw cards from your deck, and to be able to get as much as you're able to for your gas. And then we've got 2 MSTs and Heavy Storm. You can run Dust Tornado if you want to. That is completely up to you. I'm running 2 MSTs because it's a quick play, and it's very good to be able to get rid of Imperial Order immediately if they try to activate it and stuff. And I just prefer the MSTs because of it being quick plays. And then you've got your Monster Reborn. This is going to be able to bring back your monsters or your opponents. Swords of Villain Light to be able to stall your opponent out. And Creature Swap. The reason I've got this on the field, you're probably wondering, why is he running Creature Swap? I don't run Snatch Steal only because with Creature Swap, since you allow them to take a Flying Kamakiri, if you ram it to with their monster, you're going to get the Special Summon, which is going to allow you to be able to go further into your plays and to be able to get your Harpie Lady Sisters on the field, which is why I run that instead of Snatch Steal or Change of Heart. Then Nobleman of Crossout. This is going to destroy those face-down pesky ones. And then that's it for the spells. Let's move on to these traps. So I only run 4 traps since this is a more of a spell lenient deck. Ring of Destruction, Torrential Tribute, Call of the Haunted, and Mirror Force. This is some of the most powerful trap cards in the game. Alright, so that's going to be it for this deck profile. I know it was somewhat long. I just have a lot of fun. I had a lot of actually to be able to catch up on, and also to be able to tell you that I'm going to continue now with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series, counting with this. So stay tuned every week. Hopefully I'm going to have a new video to show you, a new set to come out and everything, and I'm actually really excited because this is something that I've always wanted to do. And unlike most progression series, I'm actually going to show you my deck as it evolves through the progression series, kind of give you a heads up of how powerful the GOAT format actually can be. And then when it gets to the Lost Millennium, you're just going to be like, wow, that was there was a lot of really, really good cards that actually was over the years that they had and everything. And right now, ban list, there is no ban list. It's just a limited and semi-limited list, so you didn't have to worry about anything being banned. After this is going to be Dark Crisis, which came out in December of 2003, which was the last set of 2003, and then the next set is going to be Invasion of Chaos, and with that, they are releasing the ban list. So, alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have the rest of a good day, and with that, stay safe. See you guys next time.